Hello everyone, tonight on Business Live, President Akufo-Addo succumbs to pressure and reviews upwards budgetary allocation for the legislature and the judiciary. The Ghana Alternative Market has seen its first listing for the year from business incubator Peswa One. Plus, taking Kente to the rest of the world, today on the Joy Business Van, we feature startup Woven Africa, which is on a mission to widen the market for Ghana's most valuable cloth. Thanks for being with us, everyone. Details right after this. So that was your look at what's happening on the commodity market tonight. Not really a good day for cocoa. We continue to keep our eyes on that for you tonight. But President Akufo-Addo has succumbed to pressure and reviewed upwards the budgetary allocation for the legislature and judiciary. That's the news coming in at the moment. The president, through his executive secretary, Asante Bidieto, had announced a 77 million cedi slash in estimates presented by the judiciary and 119 million from the estimate by the legislature. The speaker, who was incensed by the budget cut, threatened to block its approval, but the president, in a communication to the House, maintained the compensation, administrative and operational expenses of the House, and however noted that the allocation for capex has been slightly adjusted upwards. And so that's the latest from Parliament for you. Now, President Akufo-Addo has appealed to the Finance Ministry and the Public Interest and Accountability Committee to revive their quarterly meetings, which have been on hold for some time now, and dialogue for better management of petroleum resources and revenue. According to him, his government is fully committed to all PIAC activities, ensuring petroleum revenue management is well managed to the benefit of all Ghanaians. He was speaking at the 10th anniversary celebrations of PIAC in Accra.
Budgetary allocations of PIAC have been released to enable it to undertake its activity. In 2020, for example, an amount of 3,100,000 cedis was given to PIAC, with 2,350,000 cedis set to be released for this year, in spite of the pandemic. Indeed, the committee used a part of its 2018 budgetary allocation to procure its current office building at East Legon in Accra, which brought an end to the era of evictions and threats of evictions by landlords. For as long as I remain president, support to PIAC will be forthcoming and on time. I want, in conclusion, urge the Ministry of Finance and PIAC to rekindle the holding of their quarterly meetings to ensure that issues of mutual interest and concern are addressed through dialogue. I also appeal to PIAC in its publications to help provide the general public with a better understanding of how petroleum revenue resources are managed and clarify swiftly its position on matters should it be misconstrued in the media space. As we celebrate 10 years of PIAC, I encourage the committee, now more than ever, to continue to engage government and relevant stakeholders and help work towards the economic transformation of Ghana through the efficient use of our hydrocarbon resources. Government is committed to its continued solidarity with PIAC and assures it of government's considerable interest in all of its activities. I'm hopeful that the cooperation between government and PIAG will be deepened even further in the coming years for the goal of a united, progressive, and prosperous Ghana. I wish the new executives of PIAG well, and I'm confident that they will work to enhance its reputation even more.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAG, Professor Kwame Adom Frimpong, has called for synergy between government and PIAG to aid transparency in the use of oil revenue.
PIAG has made significant contributions to improve revenue management. And Chairman, to begin with, a major achievement of the PIAG has been its role in legitimizing government commitment to good governance in Ghana's oil and gas sector. Since its establishment in September 2011, the Public Interest Accountability Committee, PIAG, has effectively exercised its oversight responsibility of monitoring and evaluating management of Ghana petroleum resources by the Ghana government and stakeholders institutions. According to Section 51, the Petroleum Revenue Management Act 815, the PIAG is to produce 2 reports every year. The first is by 15th March and the second by 15th September. Over the 10 years, the PIAG has been able to satisfy the above legal requirements and has produced coherent reports and have raised critical issues of transparency and accountability in Ghana oil and gas sector. To be specific, the PIAG has produced 18 impressive reports from 2011 to 2020 on the oil and gas sector, where details on the activities of the sector had been highlighted and thoroughly discussed. All of these reports had been outlined several key findings and recommendations with a view to enhancing transparency and accountability in the nation's oil gas sector. Despite all the successes mentioned, the PIAG was plagued with several monumental challenges which nearly undermined the full realization of its potential in promoting transparency and accountability in the oil and gas sector.
The event held today to mark the 10th anniversary of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee. Something historic also happened today we want to tell you about next concerning the stock market. The Ghana Alternative Market, GAX, has witnessed its first listing for the year from business incubation firm Peswa One. The GAX, which is a dedicated market for small and medium enterprises similar to the main market on the Ghana Stock Exchange, will support the company in promoting their business to investors as well as enhancing corporate governance. Here's more in this report.
Peswa One becomes the first company to appear on the Ghana Stock Exchange by listing on the alternative market for the year 2021, despite challenges faced with COVID-19. According to the business incubator, it is open for more support in its area of operation to be able to grow more micro businesses. Chief Executive of Peswa One, Dr. Prince Abe, believes that the move will inspire other SMEs to consider the GAX market.
We want to be an inspiration. That is our biggest goal. Our biggest goal is we want to inspire other young companies to take that leap.
You don't intend to raise any funds?
We did not list by IPO. We listed by introduction. So raising funds is something we are thinking of in the future, not now. What our intention is to show to young companies that this can be done. You can build a company, you can raise it up, you can list on the gas, you can build good corporate governance, even as a young company, and get to that point where you can say that investors come in, put in your money, and you will get benefits in the medium term. So that's what we've done, and we believe that this listing is the beginning of a revolution for young businesses in Ghana to come onto the gas, to build their businesses.
Deputy Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange applauded Peswa One for the bold initiative. She used the opportunity to invite other SMEs to take advantage of the funding support scheme by the Ghana Stock Exchange to help small businesses willing to invest or do business on the market.
The GSE itself has a listing support fund. The listing support fund helps to prepay the fees of getting a company ready to list on the market. So far, about 5 companies have taken advantage of it. So we call on the entrepreneurs who are out there, some of whom need to raise capital, but the initial upfront fee is a challenge for them to take advantage, for instance, of our listing support fund. But at the end of the day, we think that the opportunities of raising capital, of raising significant amounts of money that help these entrepreneurs meet their objective far outweighs the costs of coming to the market to start with. On the GACs, we've made the cost of coming to the market or being listed almost nothing. So GACs companies do not even pay application fees, first listing fees. They pay a small amount of for their annual listing fees. And even when they have struggles, we waive them. But I think it's important for them to commit so that they grow their businesses and meet their targets.
Peswa One PLC is now the 6th small business to list on the Ghana alternative market.
All right, now Ghana's micro, small and medium enterprises sector will receive improved services from a stronger partnership between government and the private sector. The agenda, which is being championed by the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, now the Ghana Enterprise Agency, is aimed at making the sector a stronger pillar for economic growth. Executive Director of the agency, Kosi Anki-Aye, hinted that such collaboration is needed to transform the economy. She was speaking at the Access Bank Graphic Business SME Clinic in Accra.
The world has changed. Data is key, and it's through technology that you can use this data to really analyze and boost your SMEs across the nation and then turn them into that engine of growth that we've talked about for many years. Through the digital solutions, we were able to save in excess of 600,000 jobs. And this was all done, and all these analysis was done because we also had digital solutions to build on the work that we have done. We cannot underestimate the work that we've done. And we can't underestimate the fact that to be able to boost this SME resilience, we need digital solutions. We did not end there with a technology platform. We realized that for our SMEs to be able to survive and work, we needed to collaborate and work with partners to provide them access to these digital solutions that would also build their businesses and support us in what we wanted to do, build the MSMEs engine for growth for this nation. So through our partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, we've implemented so many other programs. Now, NBSSI is known for only giving access to finance. But our work really, the crux of our work, is business development support. And business development support today is hinged on digital solutions. Providing platforms where businesses can learn and build their businesses and build their capacity and that of their staff, that is where we're moving to. That builds resilience. Providing solutions through our MasterCard Foundation, yes, providing access to finance. Through our Nkosua Fund, previously our Domain and Idasua funds, more than ever before, to ensure that at the end of the day, the SME's resilience is boosted. We can't underestimate that. Most importantly is our partnership with GIZ quite recently, where we decided that, yes, people produce what's next. And the easiest and the best foundation to build that SME resilience is through a digital platform to be able to access markets they've never accessed before, locally, internationally, regionally. Now there's AFTAC, there's so many other programs. So in partnership with GIZ, we're piloting a program to digitize up to 500 growth-oriented SMEs in this nation. And in turn, hope that will turn into job creation.
Well, Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, Setuma Kwaba, was at that event, the Graphic Business Access Bank SME Clinic, where he urged government to prioritize digital infrastructure in all parts of the country to support their integration and growth.
Will tell us, if you have even WhatsApp groupings, it's a marketing tool. Everything you do on phone, on computer, basic computer, you may have to be able to acquire it. You have to join networks as well. Within AGR, for example, we have about 23 different sectors. Each of these sectors have their own groupings. Each of the groupings, we are creating WhatsApp groups, network groups. You can make use of this platform to market your products. So you don't just stay in your corner and think that you can do business and do it to the very best of your ability and make all the money. You cannot. It is very important that we join networks. Let's be part of the system. Don't let us stay away. So those of you who came here and those of you who are tuning in and listening, I think it's a good platform for you to get knowledge that there are opportunities out there that you can indeed explore. I think that in doing this, as an advocate, we also look at issues that government also has a role to play. And I think that we need to really partner government and work towards reducing the cost of data. I think cost of data in this country is too expensive. I think it is something that has to be explored and looked at.
CEO of AGI, Setuma Kwaba, speaking at the Graphic Business Access Bank SME Clinic. The theme for the clinic was boosting SME resilience with digital solutions. You're watching Business Live. Now, startup Woven Africa is on a mission to take Ghana's most valuable cloth, kente, to the rest of the world. By taking kente digital, Benjamin Epton Owusu, founder of the startup, is widening the market for the cloth with innovative add-ons. Here's a story on tonight's episode of the Joy Business Van.
Hello, Joy Business Van. I am Benjamin Epton Owusu, the CEO of Woven Africa. Welcome to my production base.
Benjamin Epton Owusu is a graduate of Ashesi University, Ghana, where he read business administration. He landed a job at an investment bank thereafter. Benjamin then quit his job to take care of his mother's kente business, which was near collapse.
The idea of Woven Africa started 2016-2017 when the government announced that they were going to pull down the old KJTR market to make way for the new structure they were putting up in Kumasi. I come from a family, of kente traders, so that announcement, put me a bit on the edge because my mom was going to lose her job. So I had to think about a way, to sustain the family business, So I realized that, no, there's something that we can do of the kente product if we take it digitally.
That's how the idea of Woven Africa came to him, to take kente digital and widen the market for the valuable cloth.
Same way you go to Amsterdam and you hear of Lesco, you go around Europe and then you hear of all textile brands. This is also ours. What makes kente unique is the fact that it's hand woven. What also makes kente unique is the fact that it's authentically Ghanaian, it's authentically African. The way in which you mention diamond, bauxite from Akwatia and everything, we can also pinpoint, kente.
The hand-woven cloth strips of silk and cotton was historically worn by royalty among ethnic groups such as the Ashantis and Elwes in modern-day Ghana. Over time, it has become widespread to commemorate special occasions. Globally, it has become the design of academic stoles in graduation ceremonies.
The stoles were popular in the US, because for them, they wanted to, you can use the whole history element to tie them down, to their Ghanaian roots. But for the schools here, yes, it's readily available, so we don't cherish it that much. So you have to convince the headmistresses, let them know that, okay, this is something that if I add, it brands my school well, and then also put some kind of like beauty to the students graduated. It was a challenge.
Benjamin's quest to make the stoles popular in educational institutions here in Ghana paid off. He landed many contracts. Today, Benjamin and his team are working on customized stoles ordered by one of the educational institutions.
It starts from, the selection of threads, and then it moves to the weavers. So after the weavers are done, they bring me the stoles for me to work at the embroidery end and then fix the logos on it. Then after that, we package it neatly and then we deliver it to our clients. When we started, we had just one weaver. We had just one weaver, so we were able to produce just 5 in a day and then 35 in a week. But right now, we have 8 families that we are working with, 6 in the Ashanti, 6 in the Volta region, and then 2 in the Ashanti region. Yes, so right now, unlike the time we started where we were able to produce just 35 pieces, within a week, now we can produce no less than 1,000 within a month. And then for a week we're able to produce about 100, per weaver. And then also for about 2 weeks, we can get about 500, from our weaving base.
The level of interest in Woven Africa's products informed the creation of a website, wovenafrica.com, which saves buyers the hassle of roaming through town in search of kente, gives wider access to the international market, and also allows buyers to customize any kente design they want.
We allow customers to interact with our web page, where you go on it, you design your kente pattern, get your kente designed, and then we work on it for you. So you don't have direct access, you don't have to come to our office, you understand. You just interact with us digitally, and then we take it out from there, and then we get it produced.
The influx of counterfeit kente prints, Benjamin says, is one of the biggest challenges for his business.
It's indeed, worrying us a lot, because sincerely, when, they bring in these substandard products, we are not able to get work for our weavers, you understand, to do. And then also, aside that, the major challenge for this one has been capital. If we can get government, turning its attention to the kente value chain, there's a lot more that we can do.
Woven Africa's products are not just limited to stoles. The startup has ventured into apparels and recently head wraps.
We've been able to take the kente fabrics to countries like the UK, to Denmark, to Canada, to the US. So many places on the globe. So I think in itself we've done well. We've been able to also add value to the kente by being able to connect these embroidery stitches, to the kente cloth. But for the next 2 years, we need to increase presence in much more countries on the African continent, not just Europe, not just America, not just the other places. Aside that one too, we want to increase our weaving base so that at least we will be able to meet much more demand. Also, one thing that we are looking at doing is we've already started introducing new patterns, creating our own kente cloths that will be able to rival the textile coming in from the very colorful textiles coming in from Amsterdam or the Netherlands. We feel we can do it.
The kente movement is on, and Benjamin is glad to be spearheading it with Woven Africa. And digital is the way to go, isn't it? Up next, Money Lab.
Today's budget highlight on Money Lab is about how you can leverage on the budget deficit that was explained or that was announced during the budget reading. Now, budget deficit is simply the gap between the government's revenue mobilization efforts and his expenditure ceilings. In this very particular budget, there is a gap of about 42 billion, and definitely the government will need to finance that through borrowing. The good thing is that the mix of external borrowing and the local market borrowing is going to favor the local market. Simply said, the government is likely to borrow more from the local market than it will be doing outside in a dollar-denominated debt market. So what you can do is to keep an eye on treasury bills and to keep an eye on listed bonds so that you can always buy treasury bills, because the government will be coming in there to raise some money. That good thing is that when you buy, then you will not just be giving funds to government, but you also be cashing in on the benefit of the price or the cost of lending that money. So look out for giving money through treasury bills to government so you can also make money on the other end so that your multiple streams increase.
And we've got more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Get up to date. You can always catch up on the Access Bank Joy Business and Graphic Business Forum today, SME Clinic, plus all the day's other stories there for you. myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow. My name is Darryl Kwa.